Hello, hello. All right, let's see. That should fix it. Can you hear me now? All right. All right, let's say hello to everybody in the room. Clint's in the room. How are you, my dear? How are you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Whew. All right, let's see. I got Renee in the room. Sherry's in the room. Arlene. Candy. Mary's here. How are you, darling? Kat's in the room. Nice to see you. Miss Kathy Lake, nice to have you with us. Miss Barbara. Hello, Barbara. Not allowed to call her Miss Barbara. She hates when I do that. Lori B, how you doing, sweetheart? Nice to see you. How is everybody doing today? Oh, so got the link in. If I hear it go bing, I'll go in the back, bring you on. Some people it works for better than others. We all know this. Don't know why. But there's that link one last time. Hello, hello, hello. Gloria, my dear, how are you? Lots and lots of rain? Jeez. I have not seen rain here until 2 days after I picked up Amy. So September 23rd, 24th last year. That is the last time it rained here in Vegas. Laura, hello, my darling. Yeah, it never rains here. It just never. And when it rained last time, oh my God, did it rain? There was like hail and ice, and it was just. It's the worst rain I think I've seen here in 20 years. It's all Hags' fault. She did it. It was Hags' fault. Hello, Brenda. Nice to see you, sweetie. I'm just getting these pockets in. You know, I've been working on this thing for me, it seems like forever. So I'm going to get these pockets in. And I ordered some really great prints for this one from the printer. So we'll see. Hey, man, I just did the whole signing in thing. I am making turkey soup. I had the turkey that Hubbard made for dinner the other night. And so I decided, you know, make a little turkey soup out of it. So I spent 2 days boiling the carcass down. And now I have some good stock so I can make some soup. And so I picked through that carcass this morning and got 2 pounds of meat off of it. I'm going to make some of those bow tie pastas. And we're going to have some chicken soup, turkey soup. God, I want to make a meatloaf. I really do. You ever notice there's like times of the year for things? You know, like most people don't eat corned beef until March. Turkey is like a middle of the winter type thing. I mean, I get it. Nobody wants to heat up their oven, but still. Boiling eggs and fruit. That's it. Not cooking. So, anybody got anything new or cool going on? Anything different, out of the ordinary? Anybody working on anything besides Erin trying to clean out her apartment? I'm laughing. I know that's horrible, but God, that sucks. Because you know what'll happen the next time she does rent it out. If the smell is still there, the people she rents it to will give that as part of the review. Oh, it smelled. I know. Just horrible. Ugh. Now, see, Mikey just got back. He went down to New Mexico because that's kind of the midpoint between him and the girlfriend, because she lives in Kansas. And Mikey can't rent a hotel because most places you have to be 21 and he's only 18. And she's actually younger than he is. She's only 17. So he always rents an Airbnb because most Airbnb people don't care. As long as you can pay for it and, you know, you've got a good previous rental, they're okay with it. Well, the last couple of times he's gone to Kansas, he stayed at a B&B, Airbnb, but his older brother, John, stayed with him. So wasn't that big of a deal. This is the first time he's rented one by himself. And he came home, and apparently he said, I'm never renting another Airbnb in New Mexico again. And I said, why? And they were in Albuquerque, you know, it's not a small town. But he says, well, there were cockroaches. It's like, awesome. He's like, yeah, but it was the fish hooks in the carpet that really got me. I was like, they didn't get you, did they? He's like, no, I didn't step on one, but I did step on it, but it didn't get in my foot. And I was like, you know, seriously? I said, did you write a review? He went, yeah. I said, what did you put? He goes, that it was nice and the people were pleasant. I'm like, damn, good thing it wasn't me because I'd have slammed him. Nearly impaled on fishhook while chasing cockroaches. And the thing that gets me is there's not even like any place to fish by where he was. So I was like, why would there be fish hooks in the carpet? There's no lake near there. Yeah, I mean, I guess I should have not expected, a little more than that, because he did take the dogs with him, which he learned was not a good idea because his lab does not travel well. But it was a good idea though, because she brought her dog with her too, and that way the dogs all got to meet each other kind of on neutral territory, which is a good thing because let's face it, nobody had to do the whole "this is my house" thing. Okay, let's get this in. Hey, Jenny. Great stay if you like fish hooks and cockroaches. All right. That turkey soup smells good. Good, 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 good. Oh. Yeah, Hubbard was telling me something about ice storms in Oklahoma. So it got all the cable knocked down, and it's a mess. So apparently, not having good weather across the country this fine day. It's sunny here, and let's see, what is our current temperature? 72. It's currently 72 degrees, which is very odd. It was 60 yesterday, and Saturday it was 90. Yeah, weird weather. Oh, for the love of Pete. Hold on a second. Who did this? 18 people. What the hell? Very bizarre. Okay, let's just get out of this. Okay. All right. We see you peeking.
I'm using my laptop camera because for some reason I don't have it set right to use my cell phone, which is aimed at everything I have appropriately. So that's something to work on.
Yeah, because otherwise we just sit here and look for cleavage. You know, it's fun. I'm kidding. So what are you working on, darling? Nice to see you. Thanks for joining me.
Yes, I have I took a Tom Sawyer book and glued a bunch of pages together, put Wicked the musical.
Very cool. Mute your YouTube, please.
So am I still here?
You're still here.
Ooh, I
Just mute the YouTube.
oh, okay. Hold on. Rookie mistake.
All right.
Rookie mistake.
No, it's okay. That's what this is about.
So what I was saying is I took a Tom Sawyer book, children's book, hardback, and glued a bunch of pages together to make things thick, and put Wicked the musical stuff, I have to watch my mouth, on the front, although I've never seen it. I just like the images. And I started it with this month for October for, planner kind of stuff. Kind of what you call it, what's your name? The Rebrookery style,
Uh-huh.
So when this month's over, I'll just write a bunch of stuff over the top, probably journal stuff. And then some pages in between won't be necessarily calendars, just decorative stuff. Because I got more than enough that I need, So I'm just trying to set up November.
Renee, turn your volume down.
Okay. Hold, please. This is all very new to me. I have to look and see which one of these things means what. Is this better?
Let's see. That's a little better.
You want more?
No, that's good.
Okay. Sorry, did I sound like I was shouting?
No, we get to hear because your microphone is picking up my voice. It echoes.
Oh.
But if you turn off your microphone, then we can't hear you. So
right.
Normally, Laura and I wear headphones to avoid that, so you don't hear any volume in the background.
Good to know.
But this is new, and that's why we do this, is so that people who don't normally come live can come live and share their projects and learn how their system works with this.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
You have a gorgeous picture.
Well, thank you. Apparently my laptop camera is spot on.
It's a good one.
Yeah. But my phone, I think, would be better. I just have to figure that part out.
Yeah. I'm going to make your side bigger so you can show everybody your book because everybody wants to see it.
I haven't made lines across everywhere yet. So I tried to do this one differently than a normal calendar. So I have, the days of the week down here, and then everything is numbered. So I haven't put the numbers in yet. So it'll be, Sunday the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, all the way down this way. Instead of your traditional calendar, I'm going to try to see how I like it this way. So I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to finish putting some lines in.
Well, I think it's gorgeous.
And numbers. Yeah, I tried to use I used a little bit of glue mixed with the paint, which I'm deciding is either breastfed baby poop color or turmeric color. I'm not really sure. Kind of looks like both. But yeah, I use that just over the top of the pages so you can still see the text through there. And then, of course, just stuff gets piled on and piled on over the top of all of this anyway, so. Yeah. So I'm going to put my numbers in here. So I had to have a Sharpie trying to write on top of paint mixed with glue.
Never works.
No, not unless you have a good marker. A good old-fashioned Sharpie will do. What are you up to, Miss L?
I am attempting to get these images glued so that I can put them on cardstock so I can add them to this new journal that I'm doing. I'm trying to get as many as I can done before the weekend.
Right.
Because I have that craft show this weekend.
How do you feel about craft shows and journal selling? How's it?
Not a big fan of craft shows after my previous experiences.
Okay.
But hey, Carla.
Hi, Carla.
But you know, I'm optimistic with this group because it's a little different than just a craft fair.
Okay.
This is a group specifically designed for crafters.
Oh, okay.
And all they allow is homemade products.
Oh, well, that's nice. Kind of like the old-fashioned, what was Etsy initially, version of craft fair.
Yeah, because, you know, you get, like here in Vegas, I don't know, some other places, I think people, like, actually do craft fairs. But here in Vegas, it's almost like the craft fairs, people expect there to be commercial stuff.
Oh.
They're not really there to look at anything that's handmade. And if you have a product that's handmade, short of like, you know, you're an actual painter or something, they don't even want to look at it. They just turn their nose up and walk away.
That's interesting. Because here in the Midwest, I think we get a combination at specifically something called, if it's named a craft fair, I think you still get some of both, but a lot more of the handmade stuff. But then there's other things, you know, that, you know, bazaars and, you know, whatever else that where people start expecting a little more, you know, craft bazaar, you know, so it's, they start expecting a little more commercial stuff mixed in. So.
Yeah, but it's like here for some reason, like every other booth is Scentsy.
Ew. Sorry.
Yeah, there's like 10 of them, you know, at every craft fair. And then every booth next to them is handmade jewelry. And it's like, come on, how many different ways can you put pearl beads, you know, or seed beads onto a wire and call it a dangle?
Yeah, true. Although I've seen some pretty capable danglers. So, some things that are just completely, I don't know how to put it. They're a little on the thick side.
Yeah.
And it's like, how are you going to even store that book with that hanging off of there, much less open it without having to flop it all the way you know, up ahead? And it wouldn't even be conducive to taking anywhere or anything. But
I make my dad come off.
Yeah, I mean, I like a little bit of fullness, but I like the length, not and I like to mix fibers with charms and metal, stuff like that. I don't like to have everything be all furry and fibery, or everything just be nonstop metal and bead. But that's a personal preference. I don't
Yes,
necessarily.
yes, yes, Laura. Laura's got it. And Wallaroo paparazzi.
Exactly.
And it's like, I mean, I took my stuffies, and some of you are familiar with my stuffies. Some of you aren't, my plushies.
Whaties?
But I make stuffed animals, make handmade stuffed animals. And I usually only sell them around Christmas time.
Okay.
But I did a show last year before last, just before Christmas. And I took all of my stuffies with me. And then like some handmade stocking stuffer type stuff, like hot chocolate and those types of things, caramel apple, spiced apples and stuff. And people would like walk by, they'd look at these beautiful handmade animals, and they were like, oh, we'd have people literally come up and go, and who manufactures these?
That's when you just start listing off your brand name.
And my husband's like, my wife, she designs and hand makes all of them. And people were just like, oh, they're not like professional.
Oh, it's like, stab me in the heart. It's like, come on. First of all, something that somebody made with their own hands, in my opinion, and especially when it's really good quality, like something you're talking about your stuffies, that to me is so much more unique. And wouldn't you rather have something unique than something like, mass manufactured? Yeah.
But yeah, they were. Some of them were outright rude.
Well, go to Build-A-Bear, bitch. Oops. Sorry. But you know what I'm saying.
Don't worry, I ain't monetized.
So yeah, go to fucking Build-A-Bear then. I mean, for goodness sakes.
Bye, Laura.
Bye, Miss Laura. So yeah, I mean, and have them put a little heart thing inside of it and whatever else. But speaking of your stuffies, can I question you a little bit about your stuffies? Do you make them aromatherapeutic too? Like, do you put anything inside the stuffing for any of them, or are they just straight up to be stuffed animals?
I would do it if it was a request.
Okay.
But for the most part, they're just designed to be stuffies. But if somebody wanted something like lavender or something in the
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like for sleep,
Yeah. No, if somebody requested it, then I would do it. I have done it in the past for people, especially for like newborns and stuff. They want to put like the lavender in it, help the baby sleep.
Right. Just set it in the corner of the crib or whatever,
Right. So I've done those.
I may need a stuffy just to like put in between me and my husband. give me the lavender, girl, because we both need to get some sleep. Our sleep is so bad.
Honey.
Sleep is so elusive. I just turned a new decade.
Oh, is that how we're putting it now?
Yes, and so I have leveled up another decade. And I am no longer counting like the numbers on the years. They're just birthdays, just celebrations of another year on this planet. And sleep is becoming, more and more of a problem.
Welcome to my world. I haven't slept a full night in probably 5 years.
Oh no, please don't say that's part of it. Really? 5 years?
Yeah, it's been a while.
I got my first I gave in and got my first pumpkin spice latte today.
Oh no.
I know, I put it off. And I figured, well, this is Halloween week. I gave in.
God, is is Halloween week, isn't it?
It is. Halloween is on Saturday. Craziness. So now, I don't know if you guys are, most of you may be familiar with, is it Tiffany from Southern Gal Designs? She has had a couple, I think, of this size of a book. It's I don't have my measurement here, but it's probably 3.5 and 5. So 5 tall and by 3.5 wide. And this one was like a railroad record thing. And so I kind of started doing a little bit of, I couldn't get myself in the right, so everything was collage at first. I'm like, no, it's not supposed to be collage. So then it was like, oh, let's just slap some stuff on there and see what I can, make come out of there. And this one ended up turning out like an owl. And since it's fall, I just stuck this old playing card there. So today I was going to do this side too.
Later, Cat.
Bye, Cat. I thought Clint said he was going to hop in.
I can't get Clint on. I don't know what the deal is.
Oh no.
But every time I go to put him in, it kicks him like off the stream completely.
Oh, weird.
Some people, it's just not compatible. I don't know. It could be operating system.
That is strange. I think that there's just so much intricacies about a lot of, like, depending on what kind of computer you have or what kind of phone you have, what kind of camera it is, and what settings you don't even realize you have set, and yada 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 yada. So I'm digging through a couple bags to my side here with strange things in them. I really shouldn't say bags. They're like Amazon envelopes full of scraps and whatnot.
Good stuff.
Yeah, all the good stuff. Magazine images. So have you guys seen where people take one image and they rip it in pieces and then they just put a little space between all the pieces and glue it back on?
Yes.
I like that. I like it. So that's what we shall be doing with this woman. She's gone to pieces.
It's kind of Picasso-ish.
Pardon me?
It's like Picasso-esque.
Yes. And actually, I'd like to do where it's not even the next, strip in line doesn't even belong to that same person. And then really kind of make it Picasso-esque, do a left side different than a right side.
Oh, you'd have a fan in Curly forever.
Yeah. She's into all that kind of wild abstractness.
Oh, yeah. She loves that stuff. Unless it's beads, then they have to be very organized, apparently.
Yes. I remember that conversation.
She hates my beads.
Well, and your beads are flipping organized, woman.
At least they're the same color and the same tint.
Amen. And when you're like, hey, what's the first thing you think? You don't think size, shape, whatever. You're like color. And then you're like, oh, let me see. Oh, this shape, this size, this whatever. I mean, there's a thing to be said for like all the reds that are this shape, but then all the reds that are that shape. And it's like, who's got enough tins? Apparently Curly.
Well, I've seen Curly's craft room.
I haven't.
So, I went scavenger to go visit with her.
Oh,
And,
is she near you?
She lives in Orem, Utah. It's about 6.5 hours, 7 hours away.
Yeah, I know where Orem is.
And I'll drive just about anywhere to go scavenger with somebody.
So
And
how was Utah scaventuring?
it was pretty good. We went to a warehouse sale for American crafts.
Oh, formerly known as what? Provo crafts?
Yes. And
Because
then we went
only Mormon women did crafts back then.
we went to Creative Reuse
Oh,
and a couple of thrift stores and a Tuesday morning. We had a good time.
oh, good. So you got to see her
We got
craft room.
to see her craft room. And yeah, it's uber organized. She has little boxes for everything. She even has little boxes with all of her letters that she cuts out of magazines for ransom letters.
Oh yeah.
So if you're in the mood to, kidnap somebody or something like that, you need to have a ransom letter created.
She's
Down.
She's my girl. Hey, Curly. That even sounds like a mob name. Hey, Curly. Can you write me a note? It needs to say this.
Hi, Judy.
I cannot see chat this way. I apologize. So I don't know if I know Judy.
JD.
Oh, JD. Oh, hey, girl. Grin and Ferret?
Yes, that would be her.
I just love that name. Grin and Ferret.
JD has one of my stuffies.
Does she?
Yes, I made one just for her. I've never made one before, and I haven't made one since. I made a ferret for her.
Oh.
Who she calls Vegas.
Oh.
Features in some of her videos on her channel.
Oh, that's awesome.
Still fond of the ice cream though.
Hello, Hubster.
Hello.
I'm your cheesecake, not fudge camp.
I don't know. I don't like fudge, but his fudge is actually, I'll eat it.
But it's chocolate-ish. It's got cocoa.
Well, we could get him to make something else.
True. White chocolate.
If I could get him to make white chocolate fudge, that would be awesome.
Because I like my white chocolate. I just don't do cocoa. I've never liked regular chocolate my whole life.
I can actually hear the wheels turning across the room.
Ooh. Go, hubby.
I'm not a big fan of white chocolate myself, but she is.
Well,
white chocolate isn't really chocolate.
Exactly. I was about to say the same thing. It's just, yeah. But when you get a hunk of it from Switzerland, it tastes creamy and whatever, like chocolate.
Yep.
Doesn't have the cocoa in it, and you're a happy girl. And you nibble on a little of it every night until it's gone.
There's a place here that does a thing every Christmas. They have a cactus garden out back. It's FLM chocolates.
Oh.
And they have a big cactus garden. Every year they decorate it for Christmas, and you get to go and do a free tour of the factory, and then go to see the lights in the Christmas garden. And of course, they have a Santa Claus out there and all that stuff.
Right.
And it's kind of a tradition here in Vegas to go and see it every year. And we've been taking our kids and our grandkids and our foster kids there for years. And at the end, they give you a piece of candy. And of course, the end of the tour loads you out to their candy store.
Uh-huh.
And they make these white chocolate coins.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So that's like, serving size.
No, I'm a fat chick. There's no such thing as a serving.
Well, it's technically probably supposed to be serving size. It's what we do. It's what we do with it on our own. That was so funny. You're like, oh, I could tell that when someone's inner fat girl just came out. I'm like, I know she's talking about me, and it is not an inner. Girl, it's like, yeah, it shows. It shows all the time.
Judy says she has Vegas the ferret and a dragon.
Oh, well, what kind of stuffies do you generally make? Like what animals? What creatures?
Typically they are. I make alicorns and dragons and unicorns and whimsical stuff.
Okay, so tell me what an alicorn is. Why do I not know that?
An alicorn is a Pegasus unicorn.
Oh yes, okay. I did not know that there was such a thing.
Yep, they actually gave it a name.
Interesting. Do you make fairies?
No. I am working on Nibbler from Fantastical Beasts.
Okay.
Working on a Nibbler, and I make a cute little Dobby too.
Dobby.
And then let me see, where is he? There he is. I'll get him. Come here, you little shit. I make these little bow truckles.
Oh my gosh. That's adorable.
I make these little bow truckles. I have bunches of them, and they're cool. They stand up and everything. This one sits on my paint rack and rides around and around and around.
That's very cool.
He's my bow truckle.
Yeah. So the people will come up and appreciate what you made, and sometimes until they figure out you made it yourself, and then it's all of a sudden not good enough.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you have a company name, perhaps, for all this. I would just be like, put a little sign, on the front of your, made by.
I've actually thought about having little labels made up and just sewing the labels on.
That's true. Because don't most commercially made, ones have tags too?
Yep.
So,
I also have these really cool puzzle balls that it's a stuffed animal, but it comes apart in pieces.
You guys have that voice.
Yeah, it's a voice thing on the phone.
Caller ID. Yeah, my parents do that. They have it come up on their TV, and
yep, comes up on my TV too.
I think they have to. They're at the age where they're like they need to decide whether they want to bother making the effort to answer the phone. And I mean, for them, it's an age thing.
We don't actually use our phone,
right?
But because he works for the cable company, it's part of the employee package.
It's a bundle.
And
it's a bundle. It's not a package. It's a bundle.
It makes everything cheaper if we have the phone.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
So.
Yeah, we were kind of behind the ball on getting rid of the home phone. Like almost everyone we knew had already done that kind of thing. And then after my husband canceled it, he realized he's had that phone number since he was 2.
Ooh.
Yeah. He's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, he kind of felt, a little nostalgic about it, but. And the other thing we really kept it for quite a while was to be able to fax, because we do a lot of medical paperwork back and forth and with my son's doctors and whatever.
Right.
But it's gotten to where so much can be done through like the electronic charting that even then we weren't really needing to fax anymore. So it was like, we can cut this all the way back,
Well, I think I keep it a lot for the grandkids.
True.
So that, like, my grandkids can call me if they need to. They have a home line if something happens to the cell towers or something.
Sure.
We have an actual wired line, and it's the number that I hand out to businesses so that I don't get a lot of crap on my cell phone.
Oh yeah, very true. Yeah, we used to have Google phone numbers for that reason. But then
I freaking hate it when I get a lot of spam calls on my cell phone.
yeah, my T-Mobile spam blocker kind of thing or whatever it is blocks a lot of that. But with this being an election thing going on, there's so much that has not been blocked.
Oh, I know.
It's maddening. Like, I can only take so many surveys. I will only, I don't want to listen to all y'all spiels. I have a mind of my own. Thank you.
I refuse to do any kind of political survey.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I've done one, but I think it just ended up making it worse about the calls then. Because it's like, oh, did you use that information to, attach to this phone number? And now you're going to like really hit me hard,
Yeah, they do.
because of how I answered the first time. It's like, ugh, and then the questions are all just the same and whatever else. It's like, I don't, and I mean, I grew up where you don't ask people who they voted for. And
right. That's the whole point of us having anonymity in our electoral system, is that it's supposed to be a private. And if they were just calling to go, hey, what political party are you affiliated with? Or it was like a local. It was a local kind of. Well, we're calling about Proposition 27 on your ballot. We just wanted to know if you had any questions about it.
Well, right. And most people, that's what they really don't focus on when they should, is that your local stuff affects you more directly than most of the time than anything national.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, technically you're a citizen of the state before you're a citizen of the government, federal government. So it's much more your duty to find out what these propositions are and who you're, re-upping or voting out for a judge in your area or whatever. But most people don't know anything about that stuff.
Well, we just went through that. Everybody knows what that what the app is, Nextdoor.
The
You heard
what?
of that app, Nextdoor?
Oh, yes.
So we just had a big discussion on that on our Nextdoor app, because we're doing local elections for judges and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, there's people on there that are like, okay, so I went and vetted all these judges, and this is the best one to vote for, and da 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 da, and independent surveys, and da 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 da. And I was just like, okay, first off, let's just get something straight. Why do we even bother to vote on it? If there's only one person running for that position, why are they on the ballot?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because technically you have to every so often,
But the thing is that if that person themselves votes for themselves and nobody else votes for them,
yeah,
they're elected. So why are we wasting 16 pieces of paper per person to add them to the ballot? You could
right.
just put in there, one blurb that says, "See, blah 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 ran unopposed."
Right.
And some of the people that are on there, and like, so the only thing you really can do is just abstain from voting if you have an issue with that person. But the bottom line is they're still going to be there.
Sure.
One of the judges here that's running unopposed, so he's automatically going to win, is a sexist.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm not saying that lightly. He's actually a founding member of a law office called Equal Rights for Divorced Fathers. They don't allow women in the office or on the property.
I always knew that we have commercials for stuff like that out here.
Uh-huh.
And they just make me ill the way they talk.
Yeah.
Even in the commercial, there's that feeling of, yeah.
I had a friend years ago, about 15 years ago, who was leaving his wife. She was the abusive one in the relationship.
Okay.
He weighed about $1.25 and was like 5'6", and she weighed over 400 pounds.
Okay.
And he had back surgery, and I went to pick him up. He used to work for me. I went to pick him up from work one day, and he just didn't look right getting in the car.
Oh,
And by the time we'd gotten to work, I'd gotten him to tell me what had happened, and she'd gotten mad at him and thrown him into the shower in their bathroom, in the bathtub. And
oh.
I ended up taking him to the emergency room because you could just tell he was in pain, and he had just had his spine fused.
Oh my.
So he decided to divorce her, and he was staying at his brother's, and he disappeared for like 2 days. He didn't come to work. Nobody heard from him. His brother didn't know where he was. So we ended up calling the police as a missing and endangered person, and they found him locked in a hotel room. She had locked him into a hotel and was keeping him there against his will.
Kidnapping.
So I took him over to Equal Rights for Divorced Fathers, and he went in the building. Like, I parked in their parking lot away from the door. They have cameras in the parking lot, and he went in. They were like, "What are you doing here? Who's that woman?"
Oh my.
And he was like, "She's my boss." And they were so blatant. They're like, "You're not her, are you?" And he's like, "I came in here to get your help to file for a divorce proceeding. I want custody of my daughters."
Right.
And they were like, "You're not allowed to get involved with any women while you're in while we're in your employ, and blah, 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 and while you're our clients." And I was just like, these guys are nuts. But this guy sits on a bench. He's a judge.
That's crazy.
And my daughter has him, and the way that it works here is if you have anything in family court, you get the same judge for everything.
Yeah.
So when she divorced her first husband, he already had a custody battle with his previous girlfriend. They had a daughter together.
Mm-hmm.
So they got the same judge.
Oh, lovely.
My daughter walks into court in a nice, just barely above the knee pencil skirt, a nice button-down blouse, hair done, very modest makeup, low heels. He walks in a pair of holy jeans with a white beater on and a dress shirt unbuttoned over the top of it. And every time my daughter goes to speak, he's like, "No, you be quiet." And he goes to the husband. "Well, what's going on?" Listens to his side of the story, never lets her refute anything. And I was like, this guy's a little wonky. So I started talking to some people. There's a whole group of people, and they're all women, that have all been treated exactly the same. And some of them have even illegally recorded proceedings in the courtroom.
Wow.
To show proof of how he behaved. He ordered them to go do like extensive co-parenting classes.
Oh.
She paid the $300 to go take the class. He didn't. He's abandoned the children and now lives in the Philippines. And she still cannot get this judge to release his parental rights. He has literally left the country of his own volition, abandoned his children.
Right. Not paying child support.
And she's trying to get her kids have been her son, her middle son, which is the youngest child she has with the previous husband.
Okay.
His whole life, from the day he was born, her current husband has been his dad.
Yeah.
And that's the only dad that he knows. When his real father comes back and demands to see him, she has to give him the kids for the weekend, or he calls the police and she gets in trouble for violating the visitation order, because he does have weekend visitation. Just doesn't stipulate, that it's once every 9 months when he comes to the U.S.
Yeah, it's on his terms.
So yeah, so he'll pull the police card and get the kids taken from her for the weekend. And the middle child, he's had such a problem because he does not understand why he has to go and see this strange man, because to him, he doesn't know it. That's not his dad. He has no idea who this person is. And her current husband wants to adopt the kids.
Oh.
And he's just preventing it because he's a penis, and the judge just keeps going, "Oh, well, we'll do this next time." But he won't be back in the U.S. for another 9 to 12 months.
Oh my.
And when he doesn't show up to court, the judge doesn't sanction it. He'll set it for a hearing for 90 days.
And the guy's gone.
The guy's back in the Philippines already. She shows up and tries to explain to the judge that he's abandoned the kids again and gone back to the Philippines. And the judge goes, I don't want to hear anything from you. And he's literally that blatant.
That's horrible. And he's running unopposed?
And he's running unopposed.
How could no one oppose him?
Because nobody wants to be a judge in that district.
Oh, wow.
There just aren't enough. And he's a senior court judge. So he's got enough pull and enough push to push anybody out who wants to be on the panel.
Sure. It's all such, some of it is just all so corrupt. And the fact that somebody like that could be running unopposed and just keep getting reelected and reelected.
Yep.
And
Hi, Nicole.
Is that Nicole Relax Cut Glue?
That would be her.
Hello, Nicole. Trying to find words because I split her up and then I put those fabulous numbers on there. And now I want to find a few words or phrases or something.
I was so bad. Wait a minute.
But it looks like I have a whole bunch more numbers in this pile here than I do. Words.
Yes, Elliot, there is a remedy for him.
Yeah. Somebody's just got to step up and make that happen.
I think somebody will eventually. I mean, literally, the guy is, he has so many enemies.
Karma will take care of it.
Yep, karma will get his ass.
Oh, yeah. He can't keep acting that way forever without something intervening. Something or someone. I hear that. And then, of course, I live outside of Chicago where it's just like I don't even listen to anything that's going on in the city of Chicago anymore because it's like, talk about just corruption and every kind of way, you know.
Corruption in Chicago? What?
I mean, it's literally
You're kidding.
not only vote once, vote often, it's like the dead vote. And all of that is very true. Very, very true. And they'll like, even if you go and apply for a permit because you want to fix your fence, one of my son's nurses was telling me about her neighbor who year after year after year applied for a permit to put up a fence. Went down to, you know, the building's, you know, office and whatever. And they literally kept denying over and over and over because they checked the way the guy voted. And he kind of caught on and he realized in the next election he voted the other way. And all of a sudden he goes and it gets approved. And it's like, it's just a fence. I mean, you're strong arm this guy to vote, you know, the other direction just to, and then, you know, to give him his permit, not even like a gun permit or, which is still really hard to get now in Chicago. But for a fence, God's sake. But yeah, all that kind of stuff is very, very true and ridiculous. I just can't even stand it.
Look, I got a letter the other day from the Voters Center.
Oh, uh-huh.
And it says, you know, your vote is really important this year, blah, 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 blah. And compared to other residents in the state, your voting record is delinquent or something like that. And I was like, delinquent. I have voted in every single election since I turned 18.
Right.
I don't care if it's a school board trustees election. I'm voting in it.
Right. Right. You're there. Delinquent. How does your and what are they sending you a letter about? What do they know about your voting record anyway? Other whether you have or haven't voted.
Well, that's what they're talking about. I haven't voted enough.
Well, but what do they? But I mean, it makes you wonder. It's like, what else do they think they know about, like how I voted, or just that kind of stuff gives me the creeps.
All right, let's see who else is new in the house. Tina's crafty life is in the house. Hi, honey.
Oh, girl.
Kitty Jen is in the house. Hello, Jen. Nashwa is in the house. Hello.
Hi, Nashwa. Namaste, girl.
You see, did I miss anybody? I don't think so. All right, I'm going to pop that link in again. If anybody wants to join us, feel free to pop on back. Remember, you don't have to download anything to do this. You just click on the link. It automatically takes you to the backstage studio. Just put in a name and pop in, and I will hear a little bing, and I'll let you on. I'm going to give you this much. For some reason, I don't know why, but I do have problems with certain operating systems. So if it bumps you, I'll let you know, but it really shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't have anything special.
Well, I did notice that it doesn't really like MacBooks for some reason.
It doesn't like what?
MacBooks. Anybody that's on Mac, it tends to give problems, but I don't know why.
Yeah, probably something written in the software that's different. I'm not a Apple Mac kind of fan anyway. Now I'm using that Sharpie again. Outline stuff with the Sharpie because I'm not going to smudge it with a Stabilo all. I love that thing though too, but not on a magazine page, kind of,
Oh, that reminds me. For anybody who's taken the Harry Potter class, please keep in mind that if you use 3-in-1 glue, be careful not to get it on the images themselves because it does make the ink bleed.
Ooh. Good tip there.
All right.
Hello. Oh, hey, there she is.
All right.
Hello.
Mute.
Oh, hey, there she is.
Oh, shoot. I forgot I had you up on YouTube. Whoops.
You know better.
It's been that day.
For me, that was my rookie mistake. I am not adept yet.
All right. Well, that's what this is about, guys.
It has not been a good day.
Girl, just vent, honey. Just vent.
My printer won't turn on Wi-Fi.
How dare it?
And since last night, and then I spent almost 4 hours last night, another half a day today, called HP, and then they told me they didn't have a, what the hell did the word guy say to me? Customer service technician service.
What?
Please use the app. I'm like, your app is stupid.
Your app sucks.
What's wrong with your printer, babe?
It won't hook up to Wi-Fi. So Diamond's friend who does all electronics and stuff, he's going to school for it. He says he's going to come over and figure it out Friday.
Okay. If he doesn't
He
do
tried
that,
to talk me into a brand new printer. It's set up. I just can't. I have it set up with my cord right now, right into my laptop. It won't go online. You know what the funny part is? Is my warranty was up yesterday.
That's always the deal, girl.
And they know it because they registered it.
Yes, of course. That's happened to 2 of my printers. They go belly up, right after.
Yep.
Makes you want to not even register.
What
Mhm.
type of printer?
My husband's looking into like ways, like different software, different ways of trying to reset the counter on the printers, because some of them go by like the number of pages that you've printed,
Yeah.
and then they'll go belly up too, on
And
purpose.
I'm
All right,
on the ink program, Instant Ink. So right now it's not counting my Instant Ink. What really got me, and I said to this guy, it won't Wi-Fi me. It won't go online. He goes, yeah. I said, but when I go talk to your little idiot icon person in the corner, and they have me print a page, but it prints it.
Yeah, right. See.
So Diamond got a friend of hers, Alec. He's like, I'll be over on Friday.
He's like, yeah, I know there's scams. I'll be over on Friday.
Yeah. But then I went to the mailbox because I'm like, oh my God, if I can't get this hooked up, I need a printer, you know?
Right.
And I'm like, but right now I don't have the money. Then I got a nice envelope and a card and a letter from my godmother that passed away. And she sent every one of her godchildren $200.
See?
So I figured, well, if I need to buy a printer, I guess that's what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Alex said, no, your printer's not bad. He's going to take everything out and redo it like it's brand new.
Yeah, and apparently that can be done. You just got to know how to, how to do it.
He said
And
it shouldn't go offline if they keep saying I'm offline, and it shouldn't be saying it.
right.
Because then he says it shouldn't be able to print from their own little icon thingy,
Right.
their little stupid app guy.
Right. That
You
says,
don't have no technical support. Maybe I can help you. Well, did you ever think about getting a new printer? And I'm like, hell no, this is less than just over a year old, person.
because then it's like, oh, well, do I need a new printer? And then they want to sell you another one of theirs.
Yep. Oh, I was not pleased. Especially I just bought paper from Etsy too.
Ugh.
And that's how I discovered it last night.
Mm-mm.
At least I got it to print because I had to do the cord from the back to the laptop. But I was like, are you kidding me? You don't have no technical support that can talk me and figure out this? What kind of customer service is this? I said.
It's the virus that shall not be named cutbacks, right?
Mm-hmm. They didn't like it when I asked to speak to somebody that spoke better English.
Well, that can be an issue.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, you right?
I mean, I wasn't rude. I said, sir, I can't understand you. Can I speak to somebody that speaks a little bit better English?
Well, and yeah, there's got to be a polite, and like you said, you were polite. You weren't rude about it. If you can't understand them, you just can't understand them.
I did get rude when he tried to talk me into buying a new printer. I'm like, excuse me?
Hi, Sharon.
Did I just hear you right, sir? I didn't call to buy a new printer. I called to
Did you
fix
need a
this
paper
one.
towel, dear? What time is your hand hurting?
No, I'm using with this, but yes, my hand.
Paper towel behind you.
Got a band right in a couple days.
Hubby just walked in.
Hi, hubby.
Say hi.
Hi, YouTube personality.
How you do personality. It's funny.
What did he say?
He says, yay, another guy in here. I don't feel so bad. Cool.
Oh, well, yeah, but he doesn't hang out in here. He's got a room of his own.
He's got his own man cave.
Yeah, and this room was where my nephew, and before that, my two boys had this room. And as they left, we kind of filled it with, craft room, and then I'm switching them. We're in the middle of, closer to the end of switching my craft room from the one across the hall to this room so that my husband can move his office down there, and my son can have the room back that's right, off of our room. because he's got to stay close by even at night with all his medical stuff. So yeah, we're doing a lot of room shuffling, but he doesn't hang out in here for, I don't give him space in here. There's not enough. I got too much crafty stuff.
Well, I don't really have an option. I gave up my craft room, so I kind of had to move back into our media room.
Oh, gotcha.
And hubby's on one side of the media room, and I am on the other. Well, okay. Hubby's in a quarter of the media room, and I am in 3/4 of the media room.
Okay. Well, see, my husband, he's still doing a lot of all that work from home, and he's a power tool engineer, and not only that, but loves his power tools to use.
Man, that's a dangerous job.
When I was asking him about if his hand was hurting, if his finger was hurting, it's because literally he cut off the tip of his index finger recently.
Owie.
Yeah. Yeah, making a bench for me for the deck. But so he, doesn't want just an office for doing, for when he has to work all day, but he wanted that room over there because 2 of the walls are lined with countertop. And he wants to be able to do stuff, not just have space for a desk and whatever. He wants to be able to use some of those power tools in there, or do projects on the counter or whatever.
So what you're saying is he has ulterior motives.
He does, and I'm telling you, it was a hard sell making me move.
Sounds like you're getting to a reloading room.
So I liked my countertops over there too. So, yeah. But then I have a second room. So that's how he kind of got me. He's like, you're gonna have the two big, one of the biggest rooms in the house. So, well, of the extras, not our master bedroom, and then you've got another one across the hall, and then you're not gonna let me have the. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You're like, stop whining.
Stop whining, man. Just okay. You've worn me down. Just take it. Just take it.
Look what I did, Bima, with that little album yesterday. That plastic or acrylic one that you sent me.
Uh-huh.
I got it started. I used it.
Well, then I make you big.
Is it Christmas? That's Christmassy? Yeah. Poinsettias.
It was an acrylic album.
Oh, wow.
So I just started it, yesterday.
Nice and sturdy that way.
Yeah. And now I'll just figure out what I want to do inside of it. I like that it has the tabs.
Would you do acrylic?
Yeah, that's that acrylic one you sent me.
But did you paint it?
No, I used Fabri-Tac and paper.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So I took the Fabri-Tac and smoothed it down with my rubber squeegee to put the maroon paper on.
I like it.
Yeah.
And then you put the other paper over the maroon, and that's awesome.
And I put, because the Tim Holtz paper wasn't wide enough.
Right.
So I just did that.
What's the size on that? Is that 8x8?
Hang on, I still kept the label because I like this. 6x6.
Oh, okay.
Whoops. It's made by Scrapworks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And they're crystal clear acrylic.
Yeah, I just covered them.
I wonder what do people use the crystal clear acrylic part for, though? I mean,
yeah, I could figure it. I was like, yeah, it's gonna cover it.
Girls, I have not even thought about. I mean, I just can't go to Christmas yet. I just can't do it. I can't make my mind go there yet.
Well, the only reason I'm doing Christmas is because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and this is for a swap that I have to have sent out in the middle of November. So.
Oh, well, that's a reason.
So.
I just think I'm not even joining any Christmas swaps this year.
Well, I'm in the Julie Netting once a month swap where you make a tag and get a tag back.
Oh.
So I did a Christmas tree shape for this month. I thought it was kind of cool. It's in a regular tag shape.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing right now.
I did
And
one.
and then I'll decorate her.
Oh, cute, cute, cute.
And I'll have this on there. I'll decorate it as well.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
So,
She's sassy.
and I'll have her all dressed up.
Awesome.
But I bought this cool paper last night, and this is why it's so frustrating. Ugh. I wanted this because this is what she's going to be wearing.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And I found it because I didn't have no print like this I like, and I couldn't print it.
The pain.
So now, at least I can print. I was able to print it individually, but that's a pain in the ass.
Mm.
But it's so pretty. I like the look of it.
So is
Only
that
$1 something for this.
oh, I love the animal one.
Yeah. And then I went back this morning or later on, and they had the kind of like the deer that went with it.
Yeah. Aw.
So I picked that up, and it was only $1 something too. So I'm thinking
Really?
about adding. Oh, I forgot I had these trees. Maybe I'll do one of these trees instead of this one. Oh yeah, see, you just remember talking and thinking now.
Yeah. You can do two things at once.
Yep. It's amazing, isn't it?
I think we crafters are probably all pretty adept at the multitasking. So those were digital images you were able to buy and download then?
Yep.
Oh, that's nice. I have yet to do any of that.
Well, I went through my own paper, and there was nothing that was drawn for. I was like, yeah, I ain't feeling it.
Yeah.
So I went to Etsy, and then I found this one. I really liked the look of it, so I went with that one.
Well, that's cool.
Then I had the tag made, and I thought, oh, I should make a Christmas tree shaped one instead this time. So then I got the Cricut out, or actually, my Cricut's always out. So I made a pattern.
Ah.
I just traced it because I ain't that advanced on that machine yet, where I could have just did it, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I'll get there.
I don't have a Cricut. I go back and forth between thinking it would be a really fun, cool thing to have, and then thinking, oh, but you know, my style of crafting is just so much of less than perfect. You know what I mean? Not perfectly cut out, not perfectly, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And more grungy, more, you know, whatever. And so I'm like, well, would it really be worth it? Because, you know, they aren't cheap if it's just gonna sit there and collect dust.
Well, I bought the Brothers Scan and Cut. I have it sitting here. That one's collecting dust because I couldn't understand it.
Okay.
So my daughter wanted a Cricut. She's like, Mom, you really should buy a Cricut. Diamond, and so with a sale from two couple sales I had, I was able to buy the Cricut.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I guarantee Diamond's made $60 back off my Cricut. 'Cause
Oh.
She's bought vinyl, and she's made like bumper stickers for friends and stuff that she bought them from. And she wants to start making some T-shirts too.
Yeah, my niece is she made me a few T-shirts that I asked for.
Yeah, but she's made at least $60 in making stickers.
That's like a big thing I'm starting to see on Etsy is, you know, even like personalized stickers, you know.
Yep.
You know, they offer whatever they normally make, and then you can have send them an image and they'll do it, you know, they'll make the sticker out of it. And some of these are really good quality vinyl stickers.
Yeah, she's done a good job.
Yeah, and I'm just so surprised that stickers are kind of making a comeback. Most people are kind of
I
anti.
still have to make Laura's. I saw a sticker, a bumper sticker a while ago, and I'm like, if I ever got my Cricut running, I want to make it for Laura. Except I have to find it again. I wrote it down what it said, and I have to find a piece of paper. But as soon as I thought of Laura.
Stupid liars. Okay.
Liars?
Yes, they said my package was delivered. There's nothing on the porch.
Oh, liars! I think they say that like when they're several stops away or whatever. They just turned on your street. They hit that delivered button, and it's like you go out there and it's not there. But then 10 minutes later, it's there, but you're not looking
Oh,
yet.
for doing this? Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Well, you should get paid for your time and your gas.
Oh, yeah. And on top of it, I lost a fucking 10mm wrench and 10mm wrench and tried
Another hubby.
Not the first F-bomb that you dropped here, Tina.
Yeah,
freaking hosed in with electrical motor.
I had one earlier. That's one of my favorite words.
Hi, Harry. How are you? Yes, I see you, kitty kitty.
So, Miss Els, on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put yourself as a Harry Potter fan?
I don't know. Maybe a 5.
Really?
Yeah. But being the mom of 7 kids,
Right.
living
True.
dreams, Harry Potter.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, my husband, my older 3 kids' stepfather, read out loud the entire series of books to the older 3 kids, at night in the dark by flashlight when they would go to bed at night. So they've had them all read to them. They never had to
Read them.
But I think they loved it better, even, hearing, anticipating and listening. And
That's how my brother read Stephen King to me when I was a kid.
oh, wow.
And then he'd grab like knives and oh my God, he freaked me out.
Oh, so he acted some of it.
Yeah.
Well,
what a
you know
brother.
what?
We didn't have a TV.
Oh, I went through time as a young kid with no TV.
And libraries were easy.
Oh, that is so interesting. I spent so much time at libraries too. I loved the library.
And my brother was a reader.
Well, my youngest daughter, she didn't understand why she needed to learn to read. She didn't care.
Wow.
She was that reader.
Mhm.
And so my mom was like, she worked with her with the math and everything else. And she said, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to sit right here and sit on this hassock in front of me and close your eyes. So she closed her eyes and my mom started reading scenes out of Harry Potter.
Oh.
And she stopped and my daughter opened her eyes and looked at her like, keep going. And she went, what did you see?
So
She said,
smart.
"Oh, I sort of saw the movies. But what else did you see? Well, there were different parts of it. Yes, because there's parts in a book that they don't put in the movie.
Oh yeah, all the time.
So there were parts in the scenes. My mom specifically picked parts of the book that she knew had been condensed. So that when
Right.
she read the full parts of it, her mind just naturally filled in the blanks using the characters
Right.
as she knew them to be. And so she was like, so do you understand why you have to read now? And now Cassie's an avid reader. She loves it.
That's awesome.
Well,
Well, it also taught her that when she closed her eyes and listened, that because someone was reading, she was getting mental images in her mind, and that's what it does for you when you read.
Yeah.
you know, not only like reading books that were movies or whatever that you're missing out on, you know, like, which is a very true thing. But it you know, it taught her that your mind makes mental images and goes back to things it already knows or fills in gaps, or, you know, your imagination starts going and whatever.
Exactly. So now she's learned, you know, and she's like, sometimes when I read now, like I'll read like a chapter and then I kind of go back over it with my eyes closed because then I can see it playing out. And
Yes.
it's changed how I look at other movies. You know, that
Right.
she's done that with, where she's now read the book. Hi, Darla.
Hi, Darla.
See, I can't reread. Hi, Miss Darla. I can't reread books, and I don't really rewatch movies. I mean, I rewatch Elf every year because Elf is awesome.
I rented The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship, the first one, and I watched it. My nephew was there, and it ended, and I'm like, what the hell? And he's like, Auntie Tina, there's like 4 more or 3 more movies or 2 more movies. Well, then they made it into 4. And I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah. He goes, there's books, you know. And I'm like, this is a book? And he goes, yeah. So I got the books for Christmas. I have read The Lord of the Rings, I bet you 80 times.
I can't do that.
Because every time I read it, it's like, oh, wow, did I miss that last time? My daughter carries Harry Potter book in her purse to this day because she's always rereading Harry Potter.
So whenever she's got time somewhere, she just pulls it out and
Yep.
Alexa,
Like, her
when
books
she
are
read it,
her paperback books are so worn, it's unreal.
wow.
And now she's reading. Oh, what did she tell me? Because she's always got books in her purse. You dump out Diamond's purse. I bet you there's 3-4 books in her purse at one time.
Wow.
Because she'll go to one of these little coffee shops and sits there and reads, has her coffee. So that's her peaceful time to keep her insanity. She told me.
Well, good for her.
Because
that was Alexa, my oldest daughter. She read Lord of the Rings, the whole trilogy, and as she was reading Harry Potter at the same time.
I never knew about Tolkien, and I've got a few of his different reading other books than Lord of the Ring. I got The Hobbit, of course, but then there's little ones that there's little other books that he's wrote, and I think I got 4 sets of his books. Because I
See, now I just can't get into those kind of books.
When does she have time to read? Not lately, but she takes one day a week. She doesn't have class on Thursday. And she comes into her local coffee shop, gets her caramel mocha, whatever the hell she's drinking, and sits for an hour after Riley goes to school. She says, Mom, I need that. And I'm like, yeah, full-time student, full-time mom.
Yep.
And then she was working part-time. So now that's what she does. She gives herself time.
Good for her.
JL, do you have a first name, hon? Hey, that's a good book, Arlene.
What book?
Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
Ooh.
Oh, never heard of that one.
Who wrote that?
Can I have my hand? Can I?
I used to love Nicholas Sparks. I read his books, but then all of a sudden it seemed like I was reading the same story, just different characters. The last few I couldn't get into.
Yeah, that's no good.
You, everybody say hi to Janice and welcome her to the tribe.
Hello, Janice.
Hello, Janice.
There we go.
Welcome to the Looney Bin. No.
All right, we're all good here.
Yep.
A little crazy, but we're good.
Yep.
We have friends here. We're all friends here. We're harmless, sort of.
Some of
We
us.
may nibble though.
Nibble. And if you taste good, a little bite maybe.
Yeah.
No pain in the butt.
Oh, Harry. Harry's getting his massage. Hello, Harry. Because I thought, well, even your cat's named Harry. Maybe you were a
Oh my
like
God,
a
he's
9
showing
out
his
of 10
face.
or a 10 out of 10.
He's showing his face.
Oh, look at that.
Bravo, Harry.
Actually,
Wow.
he's named Harry because he actually belongs to my son, and
Oh.
my son named him Houdini, and he has a brother named Jack the Ripper.
Oh my.
So we had Harry Houdini and Jack the Ripper, and I just call him Harry.
That's fun.
And my grandfather's name was Harry, so
Yeah. I like to name our pets. We've always tried, if they didn't come pre-named, people names too.
hey Buford.
I don't know Buford, but hello, Buford.
Oh no, that's the wrong girl. Where is the one I colored? No. I didn't lose her. I think I lost her.
Santa's
Okay.
personal little assistant is here.
Who is?
Santa's personal little assistant.
Aha.
I have a sneaking suspicion that Witchy is Santa.
Ah.
Uh-huh. So more hurricanes in the Gulf, huh?
Yeah, I saw that.
Enough already for 4 people.
Fires in California
And Oregon.
and Oregon. It's like, damn.
Not Laura. Nope, not Laura. Laura's not Santa.
What is that? Oh, it's my glue gun.
Okay. Off the top of your head, real quick, what's your favorite glue stick?
My favorite what?
Glue stick.
Do you watch my channel at all?
Girlfriend?
I am firmly anti-glue stick.
All right. Well, I see your Fabri-Tac there. So you're a Fabri-Tac everything?
No, actually, I'm a glitter glue, reptile, and barely.
Oh.
I like can't help myself. I am definitely a PVA glue girl.
Yeah. Tina?
What?
Glue stick?
Whatever the cheapest.
All right, girl.
Whatever the cheapest is.
Yep, Dollar Tree special.
Although for a very long time I did have a very large glue stick. It was huge, but I gave it to the Amy.
Matter of fact, I just got a new glue gun to test from a company.
Yeah, no,
I saw your product review.
Yeah. I still have to set it up to actually see how long it sits in. What I'm gonna do is charge it because I've got to ask a lot of questions. How long after it gets charged I can take the plug out and how long it stays. I still have to do that.
Who makes that?
Who
makes that?
Movic, Monvict. It's got the big sticks. Yeah, they asked me to test it. So I'm like, sure, I'll test it. I ain't gonna turn down a free glue gun.
Right.
But I have to. What I got asked because I did the unboxing video like they asked me. So I gotta charge it, sit it here and let it charge, unplug it, look at the clock and time to see how long it stays where you don't have to plug it back in.
Right.
And I just haven't did that yet.
Because that's probably the biggest selling feature on that, right?
Yeah. I got a lot of inquiries about that. So
because the cords, we just like, I'm sick of the cords. I can understand.
yep. So I'm gonna do that. But
So like I said before, hubby works for a power tool company, but they also make some things, that obviously are crafty, useful, like when people do the creme brulee torch,
yes, I need to pick one of them up.
Yeah.
Crafty Adventures in the house. Everybody say hi to Steffi.
Hey.
Because I got to get one of those to do when I do resin.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yep.
So they make that. So I have to have his brand, of that. And they make a glue gun with a blue light to shine down on where you're,
Oh, nice.
I just wish it was cordless like yours, power charged up and cordless. Although otherwise it's kind of overkill though, because it is a power tool company. They don't make, they don't make it in a crafty way. They make it in a.
No, then well.
This is a manly tool, even though it's a glue gun.
Yeah. On that torch thing, is it the one where you fill it up?
I don't know because I haven't pulled it out yet, but I asked him, I said, hey, I need one of these. He's like, you have one of those. I gave you one of those. I'm like, well, what? Where? And of course it's, it's his Bosch brand. And so I have to, I don't know if it's a fill it up or I'm sure it must be.
My husband said, just go grab mine downstairs. I said, yours is humongous. I don't want a big torch. I want a little one.
Well, like I said, it's a power tool company, so they act like even these are, can be used more for crafty stuff. They have to make it like, it's okay if a man uses it.
Yeah.
I mean, not to be sexist, but there are obviously more women crafters than male crafters a lot of the time. But
men craft, just not like we do.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm putting Stephanie's link there. Go check out Stephanie. She's only got 7 subscribers, but she's just getting started. So, but she does have up a video, so go check her out. Friend her, pee on her porch, all that good stuff.
Stephanie's Crafty Adventure.
Steffi's Crafty Adventures.
Steffi.
So I'll set the one I've got.
Okay.
Alrighty, I just peed.
I'm so glad you've relieved your bladder.
Thanks for sharing.
All right. Ben, I thank you so much for your.
I thought I kind of wondered what your hubby did for a living, because I could kind of tell he, hearing him a little bit the other night with on a call he was on, it sounded a lot like I'm like, oh, does he work for a solar company? Does he work for a whatever? Because both of my boys out in Utah work for solar power companies, and it just kind of sounded familiar, with
Nope. I speak with the cable man. He does business technical support.
right.
They I don't know if anybody has Cox Cable, but they bought a phone system for their business services, and it came with no directions.
Oh,
Yeah. So hubby wrote the book on it.
awesome.
So yeah, he does technical support for their business clients.
That's awesome. And he's able to do that from home. Does he always work at home, or is it COVID work at home?
It's COVID, but now it's permanent.
Yeah.
They started it with the COVID, and because within days of the first case being announced here in the state,
Right.
somebody had a family member in his office that had it, and they were like, you know what, we're not even risking it. Everybody go home. Take your computers, take all your stuff, take your chair, whatever you need, go home.
Right.
Even before that, we had remote agents, but it was COVID that really kicked it off.
So now he works from home, and his boss sent him a thank you the other day, and he thought it was for our son because he didn't recognize the return address on it. It was a big box of candy.
Oh,
nice.
Because usually when they have their meetings, she brings in a bunch of candy for everybody to sit around and chew on and stuff. And so she sent him a box of candy, and I said, there's a return address on there. He's like, I know, I should cut up some cheesecake and go over and knock on her door and run away.
I still have half a cheesecake. I've got half of mine to do that tomorrow morning.
Yeah, ours. My husband's. Theirs all started with COVID, but they're like starting to realize that, at first they thought, well, we're really missing all that face-to-face, interaction for brainstorming and yada yada yada. So then they said, okay, now when you have phone call meetings, conference meetings, that everybody's got to be like on video, like so you can see everyone's face.
Yeah, they send him a camera, and I hate this thing. He's so funny because right after the meeting, he always takes the camera off the top of his computer and drops it behind it. He hates the camera, and it's kind of funny because he's like, I get it. Like, you make your living on the camera.
Right. But I don't like it.
He said that I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'll talk to everybody, and I'll make fudge and mail stuff out, make cookies, but I don't want to be on camera.
If I don't want to have to look at anybody or anybody looking at me.
It is a Hubbard cheesecake, Carla. It's beautiful. Oh, it's far, far away though. But it's a beautiful, it's a beautiful, it's a, what is it, 10, 12? It's gorgeous. It's a 10-inch gorgeous cheesecake. It's lovely. He did try cannolis. That was an epic failure. We won't talk about that.
I like when food is, I like when food is yummy and pretty to look at. But
Well,
sometimes,
hubby has this thing where he's very proud of his baking skills. So he got his butt up, went outside to go get his cheesecake. So you guys could see his cheesecake.
ooh,
It's gonna make me hungry again.
yeah.
All right. Here's the Hubbard cheesecake.
Oh my god.
The half of it that's left.
Not.
Ooh, I would just smother that with some raspberry sauce on top. Mm.
The grandkids were here over the weekend, and well, everybody knows that. But I cut them into little pieces of this, and I was standing in the kitchen, and I said, "Do you know what makes cheesecake better?" And they went, "What?" And I went, "Chocolate syrup." And they went, "Oh my god!" Yep, so yeah, Hubbard made a beautiful cheesecake. Oh, it smells so yummy. Here, honey.
Oh, that's. My husband is not a baker. He likes to wing it at cooking. He doesn't follow recipes. He kind of just comes up with his own stuff, and there's very few epic fails.
I had one of those over the weekend.
Just pass the cheesecake, Arlene says.
Yeah, just hand it over.
I had an epic fail. It was horrible.
Aww. What happened?
Cannolis.
We tried to make cannolis.
Oh,
First, the cannoli batter, the shell batter didn't work.
uh-oh.
And that came out okay. And then he couldn't get the stuffing right. So he's decided the cannolis are just not in his repertoire right now.
Not enough Italian blood in him?
Oh no, plenty of that. Love the Italian food and the desserts. Just can't make it.
I will eventually take pity on him, and I will make him some cannolis.
Aw. So my stepmom is Italian, and so her and her mother that lived with her till she passed away, their big thing was to make the pizzelles, those skinny, thin, waffle-like kind of cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'd break out the cannoli, and I'm like, I just didn't. I guess I'm just not. I like the end result, but I'm not so into doing it as much as they were into I mean, like they were like, oh, and everything was, the whole process. They just enjoyed the whole process of making it as much as eating it, and I'm just like, just hand it over when you're done.
Honey, Carla says Hubbard made cannoli tostadas.
Oh,
They weren't even qualified.
They were more like cannoli pizzas.
cannoli pizzas.
There was no density, and absolutely, Candy, you're absolutely right. It does use a special type of ricotta, He bought regular ricotta. It does not work.
No.
It was
Yep.
like grits.
It looked like some kind of weird cannoli soup.
No,
Uh-oh.
it was more like grits. Oatmeal-ish grits.
Ew.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of ricotta my stepmom uses.
You have to get a really low moisture ricotta, and most places don't carry it. You have to get, if you have a place that has like an international deli, you can get it. And I happen to have one here, so I will go and pick some up for him. And
Yeah.
then I'll make him some cannolis because I'm a nice person.
Yeah. Or let him try one more time with the good stuff. When I did a lot in the kitchen, it was obviously cooking for my family when all the kids were home and stuff. But like at holiday time, I was always in charge of bringing, the old-fashioned baked stuffed apples and the pumpkin pies from scratch and all that kind of thing. So I was much more of the baking person when it came to holidays anyway. So now hubby does all of the everyday cooking pretty much.
Well, I cooked for years, and I still cook on occasion. I'm just not as much as I used to, because my back just won't take standing that long anymore.
Exactly. I've got issues.
And I don't have to because I've taught my girls and my boys. They are all excellent prep cooks and all absolutely wonderful sous chefs. And so all I really have to do is just kind of start it and then oversee it, and they run with the rest of it.
And you were saying they're all close by enough that you might have a really full house these holidays, huh?
Yeah, I actually have all 7 of them in one state for the first time in years.
Oh, that's so awesome. Now, I did not know you were a foster mom too.
Yep. I've
That's
been
awesome.
for 25 years.
Oh, wow.
We're taking time off right now. We had a bit of a really rough patch with it, so.
Yeah. That can happen.
But we're taking time off.
I've always admired people who do that.
You mean insane people?
The what?
Insane people, gluttons for punishment.
Yeah, exactly.
I just kind of felt like, oh gosh, I'm kind of being run ragged by the 4 I have, and just when 3 of them move out of the house, even though my mom was living with us, then in came my nephew. And so now this is the first time it's just our 16-year-old, that's my husband and my child, and the 2 of us in this big house that was meant for like 7 people,
See, I'd love a big house like that.
Yeah, that's why we have, all these rooms now to do whatever with, because they used to be filled with as our kids' bedrooms, but not anymore. I found that was the one way to get over the fact that they moved out faster, was to just jump in and make their room into something
else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've got my last one who just turned 18 in July, and he's out. He'll be out soon. In about 4 to 6 months, he's going to be moving to Kansas.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh, the one with the girlfriend in Kansas.
Yep.
Well, I hope that goes well.
Yeah, you just got the growl from the Hubbard.
He just got the what?
The growl.
Yeah, I kind of sense and I understand the idea of you know, when the child moves off because of a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, you're kind of holding your breath and skeptical, you know,
Yeah,
what's going to happen, how it's going to play out, and what disastrous things could go on.
exactly.
Adding my savings
Especially
account.
if they haven't known each other very long, like that's been a little bit of our worry in the past. But
They've been online dating
yeah, that's another thing.
for a few years. They've spent time together, but they don't really know each other.
Right.
So, we're waiting.
Yeah. Well, and just like anyone that you really only know online, it's not like spending time with them in person.
Well, it's also a little bit of an abusive relationship.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry.
And he's not the one doing the abuse.
Oh.
But, he'll figure it out eventually. He's not stupid.
Right.
He knows he can come
And he's
home.
at that age where you can't really tell him.
Yeah, can't tell him anything.
Yeah. Or
That
anything.
wonderful age.
Yeah. Anything you say is,
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Mom.
well, not only that, but like if you say it, then it's like, well, that they're going to do the exact opposite, or they're just not,
Yeah.
because you said it, it's not true,
Yep.
I've got a 23-year-old that's still kind of that way.
Oh, you got a 23-year-old too? Aren't they wonderful?
Well,
Mine's-
that's when I just found out I'm going to be a grandma.
Mine's 24.
Yeah, I've got the 16-year-old with my husband now, and then my older three from my first marriage are 27, 26, and 23.
Well, here's the good news. There is
Almost 27. So wait a second,
Where-
26, 25, 23.
There is a point where your children wake up and go, shit, my parents aren't that stupid.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting for my son to wake up. Yeah, I keep saying that to myself. It will happen someday. It will.
It'll happen.
And since we got, a divorce when they were younger, like 7, 5, and 3, there's a lot of their memories of how things happened and what happened or whatever that are based on them being a child at the time.
Right.
And they're at the age now where those are some of our problems in getting along, is because of the way they see things, in their child's mind still.
Right. Hey,
And I'm
KK.
like, just waiting for that to hit where you're like, you know what, maybe it isn't this way. I mean, as a child of divorced parents, it hit me at one point where it's like, okay, just because I saw it that way doesn't mean it really was that way. And of course, both parents have their sides of the story, but it's like, you got to find your middle ground and move on.
Exactly.
I don't like all this blaming your parents for what they did to you forever too, and using that as an excuse. To just never.
No
do better.
accountability for your own actions. Blame
Right.
the parents.
Well, and never just kind of owning up to your own shit and moving and changing or doing better,
Yep.
I mean, I understand there's severe issues of, abuse and things like that have to be worked out and may never, really be completely worked out. But there's all this other, stuff where it's, well, my mom was this and my mom was that, or my dad was blah, blah. It's like, come on.
I have a foster son, Tim, and my son is very jealous of him. Very jealous.
Oh, wow.
It's, why is he still coming around for holidays? Why is it this? Why is that? And it's like,
Ooh.
yeah.
I think I'm lucky in that respect. I was with my ex for about 16 years. And we are good friends. As a matter of fact, Mike and him, current hubby and my ex are really good friends.
Oh, wow.
We had to come to the realization, that we have to co-parent our children. Even though they're adults, we still have to be there in a united front.
Sure.
My oldest daughter, she had a situation at one point where she was living in her own place with her kids and her husband, and he started taking, he's a truck driver, and he started taking over the road. So he was gone for 4 or 5 days at a time.
Right.
And her stepdad, her father, and I all sat down one day because there was an issue going on. And we were like, every time his truck is gone, that's just a giant billboard that says she's home alone with kids. And so the decision was made by the three of us that she would move in with her kids back into my house
Oh, wow.
to, avoid that problem.
Right.
Her first husband was still hanging around, and we were a little concerned because he called her younger child the abomination.
Oh,
So we were a little concerned that he did something, and somebody broke into her husband's car and stole his garage door opener. So her stepdad, her father, and I all sat down one day and said, this is what the plan is. She's going to move back in with mom. It wasn't that big of a deal for her because she had lived with me on and off for probably the 5 or 6 years before that.
right.
And, we have to co-parent our kids. Even as adults, we're still co-parenting. And it makes it easier on our grandkids to be able to come to my house for holidays and know that their tata is going to be here.
Right.
He comes, he brings his wife. They're here for Thanksgiving. They're here for Christmas.
Wow.
They're here to, spend that time with their children and their grandchildren. And even his wife has finally come to the realization that, I don't want him. I love him. Don't get me wrong. I will love him till the day I die. He's the father of my children. He never was abusive to me or mean in any real sense of the word.
Right.
And as far as when we decided to get divorced, we sat down and had a conversation. I was like, is it working for you? He's like, no, is it working for you? And I'm like, not really. He's like, okay, well, we'll share the house until, one of the other of us decides to move on. I said, okay, cool. And he eventually got his own place and moved out. And we stayed happily unmarried, but not divorced for about 3 or 4 more years.
Oh, wow.
I think she finally woke up to the fact that I really wasn't after him when he decided to marry her. And he called me up. He says, will you come over and do the ceremony for me? And I said, absolutely. I'll be more than happy to.
That is so awesome.
I built the trellis they were married under.
Yes, you did, honey. You built a beautiful trellis.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, my current husband is really good friends with my ex-husband.
Well, someone's got to be good with the tools. He's not.
mm,
But it makes it easier on my kids to be able to, they can talk about stuff with their dad with me. They can talk about stuff with me, about me with their dad. And there's no animosity.
right.
And I think that makes it a little easier on my kids. I mean, even my current husband, his children call my ex-husband Uncle Johnny.
Aw.
So it's a weird blended family, but it works.
In this modern day, there's all kinds of blended situations, and yours just sounds really, really very functional. That's awesome.
Oh, Arlene, I'm so sorry.
What?
Arlene says, if you try to tell them that the relationship is bad, they ignore you, and then one day they show up on your doorstep 7 months pregnant, carrying a puppy and some bruises.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm sorry, Arlene.
Oh. I hope she wasn't silly enough to go back, Arlene.
All right, John. Have yourself a great night. Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, there's a lot of that where they're the going back and however many times until it takes that they.
That would be me.
I'm sorry, hon.
And my daughter's biological father. My mom finally said last time, and what it took?
Hmm.
He hit me, and I was holding my daughter. And
Oh,
that was
yeah.
it. Boom. Never went back after that. But that's what it took. Is that it didn't matter if I had her in my arms or not.
Wow.
And I'm better off for it today.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to add a little bit of gems on that. I think that looks cool.
She didn't, and the one she's with now would put someone in a grave if they hurt her. Good for her, Arlene.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, hang on. Let me mute you.
You know, I tell my daughters all the time, you deserve to be, if you're in a relationship, you deserve to be treated precious.
Oh, yeah.
And you should treat them precious too, because they are giving you of themselves, their time, their emotion.
Same as you are, right? So it works both ways.
Don't take any of that for granted.
Right.
And I tell my boys all the time, you know, if you're with a woman, you always have to look at her that either she is the mother of your child or there's a prospect that she'll be the mother of your children.
Right.
How do you have anybody else treat me?
Right.
You know, and of course they're resounding as well. If anybody ever said or did anything against you, Mom, I'd pop them. Well, you kind of have to look at it. You can't allow anybody to treat your significant other any less than the respect that you would give me, and you should never treat them with any less respect than that. And they should not treat you that way. They should treat you with the utmost of respect.
Yep.
You know, I've told my kids their whole lives, if you're not in a relationship for the other person, you don't have any business being there.
Right. It's not about for yourself.
Yep.
I think a lot of people don't get that part there. It's about what it, about them in the relationship.
Yep.
And then if you got two people like that, I mean, that's just a recipe for disaster.
And it's getting, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
It's getting worse.
We've heard that whole, 50% of marriages don't, end in divorce now. I mean, how long have we heard that? It can't have just stayed the same. There's gotta have been dips and raises, and it just seems like nowadays, just like you don't really ever stay at the same company for your whole life, nobody stays married to the same person their entire life either.
David forces, my girls are in their 40s, and we always gotten along well, and we're close. Took care of the kids all the time. She worked, and if that's what works, that's what works, hon.
Right.
You know,
right.
When my hubby and I got together, we had a decision to make. I made better money than him, but he wanted his kids to have the benefit of a mom.
Okay. Yeah, I was always the stay-at-home mom. The only time I worked was a part-time job in my first marriage towards the end of it. And then, while I was going through a divorce and living on my own with the kids until I got remarried. And then guess what my job was? You'll never believe.
Taking care of kids?
No. Church secretary.
Oh, okay.
Like me.
One day she said it was toxic, a new word, and then said I didn't need to see my babies either for 4 years.
Oh.
Awesome. I do hope you have contact with your children now. And you're right, Arlene. More and more people are choosing not to get married now, and they're just staying together for 40 plus years. So, it's not going to affect the stats.
Right.
Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Knock, knock. Have you registered to vote? Do you know
Oh,
where your
gosh.
voting location is? I said to the guy, I said, do you keep track? And he goes, no. What do you mean? I said, I talked to you a week ago. Same person.
We were talking about that before you came on, Tina. All those election calls, all the election ads.
Well, I laughed. I called my son today and I sent him I sent him his picture. And he goes, "What the heck is that?" I said, "These are the same advertisements or flyers for voting." He goes, "Yeah, that are all in your name. This is your pile, this is my pile, and this is Dad's pile. What do you want me to do with yours?" And he goes, "Why are you getting mine?" He goes, "I'm getting the same amount at my address."
Hi, this is Mike.
Ooh.
I'm like, and I said to Scott, I said, "I'm going to save," I said, "every one of these next election, and I'm going to walk into all these people's office and give them back to them at the end of the election and tell them to save a damn tree." I got 15 of them today.
Sorry, Candy. No, it's my messenger. I just turned it off.
For
The
some
only-
reason, we haven't gotten a lot in the way of snail mail, USPS. It's all these phone calls and the emails that come through on the spam or whatever, and the non-stop like ads everywhere at the top of your Instagram, at the top of your Facebook, or
I think it's because I'm in Wisconsin.
Oh,
State.
yeah.
We're that state. And my Uncle Randy's the one that told me that the other day. He goes, "That's because you're in Wisconsin. You're that state." And I'm like, "What do you mean? They really need it one way or the other."
Right, like Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida, and Wisconsin now is one of those.
Yeah. He goes, "That's why you're being bombarded." I'm like, Jesus. Okay. Kind of like my tag I got going on here. I'm going to put a star at the top. I'm going to add a little bling on the tree. I was going to put a red truck, but I don't think I'm going to. I am going to do a little fuzzy here and around her collar here and put gems on her.
Oh, like fuzzy, like she has fur?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I like the deer just chilling there, but I don't know if I want his antlers above the dress or underneath the dress.
I do not have.
Yeah, well, then you kind of lose some of his.
Yeah.
I can hold on the line.
But it's still identifiable, obviously. It's not.
I'll mess with it a half a dozen times before I get it done.
My granddaughter decided I needed to be in some giant group chat with her and a bunch of her teen friends.
Oh, ain't that fun? You got them too?
Thank you, appreciate
I said to Allison, I said, "Allie, I said I love you, but I'm leaving this group. Thank you."
My older sister's grandchildren and her children are always wanting to text and call or video chat. Like my niece's one boy, they visited one time. He came out with his family one time to visit in 2016, and he just, I think he fell in love with us. So he's constantly, sending me video chat requests and where's Ilsa? What are you guys doing? What are you, and it's like, I'm talking to a little 6-year-old, and it's just the funniest thing. And then the older, tweens or whatever, they want me in their chats too. And it's like,
My brother used to call and he'd be like, "What are you doing?" And I'd say, "I'm talking to the idiot that asks me the same question every time you call me." "What do you want? You called me."
What do you mean?
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah. I
Why are you calling me?
"What do you want?" And usually it was, "I'm out of gas. Can you come in?" Or, "What are you doing for dinner?" I'm like, "I take it you're in town."
Yeah.
He lived in Michigan, upper Michigan, so he'd come down and he'd be like, I said, "I take it you're in town." "Yeah. Can I spend the night?"
Oh.
And I'm like, I go, "What if I said no?" He goes, "I'd have spent the night anyways." And I'm like, "Yeah, I figured that much."
So he just why bother asking?
Yeah. My husband asked him, "Why do you even bother? It's not like we'll say no."
Yeah.
Well, bug Tina. That's what he said.
Ooh, girls, I almost reached for my dirty paint water to drink.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's a kind of a pinky juice kind of color at the moment. Oh, that would have been, maybe that's a rite of passage for crafters. I don't know, but that would be a disaster in my book.
I stuck my paintbrush in my Pepsi jar one time.
Oh, well, there's
Yeah.
a version.
Yep. So it happens.
It does. I think sometimes it gets, the paint water gets so muddied it kind of looks like your coffee or whatever else. This just looked like juice.
Yep. All right, got some fur on there.
Ooh. Now it's mixed media.
Oh, my stuff all usually turns into some sort of mixed media.
Yeah.
all right, guys. We've been here for about 2 hours, and I got to get to the post office and pick up some printing at the printer. And because people want their stuff, so I have to go and mail it.
You have
it's
to
gonna come
comply.
close, ain't it? I can't wait. Counting the days for Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's been a good time.
When is the class again?
The Harry Potter one?
Yeah.
Good question. Okay, so the class is on November 15th,
Okay.
and
That's a Sunday.
packets are going to be mailed. Remember, guys, if you bought a packet, you should have gotten a letter that said that it was shipped, and there'd be a note on it because it's actually shipped November 2nd. So
Class.
I do
What
have
time?
some of the pieces. Some of the art is printed. I just haven't put it into the packs yet. But I'm getting the packs built now, and they are all going to be shipped out on the 2nd. And
What time?
it's going to be noon Pacific Standard Time on the 15th of November. And if you're doing the Defy class, guys, that's on the 8th. So if you're doing the Defy class that I set up,
So that'd be Bima's time. That'd be 2 o'clock my time. Okay. When it is all done.
So you're in Central Time too, Tina?
Yep.
Oh, that's right. You're in Wisconsin.
Yep. Home of the Green Bay Dummies.
Yeah.
Here's the ticket number that I'm calling now.
This is what I
Yep.
call the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing the Defy classes at noon on Sunday, November the 8th. And then the following Sunday, we're going to be doing the Harry Potter class. And let me check to see how many are left in there. Let's see.
Let me pop her up a little.
And there's about 8 of the ornament supplies kits still in the shop.
What if I just want to buy another extra copy of the images, not the kit?
Just the images?
Yeah.
Um,
Because I got the string and everything. I'll get the first kit, but I want extra images.
well, it's not string in the kits.
Well, you know what I mean.
Um,
All right, thank you, sir.
I think the printing on it is like $7. I'll have to check.
Okay.
But I mean, if you want to print it yourself, I'll figure that out.
Yeah, just under the digitals, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could print it myself, or I can just make copies of the ones you send. I want to make Diamond 2 sets because she's doing a whole Harry Potter tree.
Yeah, I have some other ones too that I'm gonna send you for Diamond. I know.
Yeah.
So so on the 15th at noon my time, 1, 2, and 3 across the country, and there's no set time on this class, guys. I will ask this though, and I did put a reminder. I will be putting a reminder card in every kit. When you get your kit, use a straight edge and a ruler and a craft knife and cut out all of your images.
Okay.
Ahead of time.
Yep, already.
I'm going to actually do a separate video before to tell you how to cut those images out, because there's some that you don't want to cut apart.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do a video beforehand, cutting the images so that, and that video will come out in a couple of days, showing you guys how to cut the images down so that we don't accidentally cut the wrong images the wrong way.
Gotcha.
You're so thorough.
I love her kits. They're so easy to do.
Because like these quibblers, you don't want to cut the quibblers in half. You only want to cut a front and back cover because you're going to fold it.
Right.
Ornament. So I will go through and do a cut class, like a cut demo, so everybody knows how to cut them.
Cool.
But I did pick up all the other stuff. I do have a lot of cutting to do to get stuff together and things like that. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi, sorry, Carla. Hello, Carla.
Which Carla do we have?
Carla Varel.
Oh, Carla. Hello,
So,
Miss Carla.
The kit, Carla, is they're $12 plus the shipping. Let me go over here real quick, and I will get a link directly to the kit for the class. Makes my life easier. What is this thing called? Because it makes it easier to find stuff.
Awesome sauce.
HP ornament kit.
I'm inking the edges, girls. I'm caving in.
Oh. All right, let me get a certain URL for this because this sucker is huge. There we go.
I swear Timmy had that in mind. It's like whether these girls are crafters stamp or not, they're gonna and they need to ink the edges, so they're gonna buy the ink pads and the accessories.
So that is the link to it. I think there's like, I don't know, 8 or 10 left in the shop. But here's the deal, guys. This sale goes off. It's gone on the 31st. I actually have to shut it off because I can't guarantee after the 31st that the kits will arrive on time.
Right.
Because of the election and everything.
We already aren't getting all that great a mail service at the moment.
Right. So I am stopping the sale. I'll pull it out of the shop on the 31st. So you have until the 31st to order it. Everything goes to the printer on the 1st. I'll pick up everything on the 2nd and mail it all out. No problem, Carla. So I'll have everything pre-cut. And right now, I do have some set up. So I have one for Heather that she won. That's the only one I'm giving away. And then Mary's got hers, Kathy's got hers, Candy's got one, JD's got one. Candy's actually got 2 coming her way. So you've got all your images.
I should be in there.
Oh, these are just for the ones that were bought through the shop.
Oh, I bought mine through the shop, I thought.
So, yeah, but yours is separate.
Oh. Okay, I'm special.
So I did add more images to it.
Mm.
So we're going to be doing a couple of different extra ones. Because, you know, that's the way I am.
She rolls that way.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be doing some extra ones. So I will be doing a video to kind of do like an information so that everybody can see some of the stuff that you can do in advance of the class.
She has I can't tell how many she has. I mean, 3 people have this in their cart. I'm gonna buy me another one. You want me just to buy it off the shop?
Yeah, let me look real quick. Yeah, so I've got yours.
I'm gonna buy another one. Do you want me just to do it through the shop?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you know what? Just crap. Yeah, do it through the shop so that I know how many I'm ordering.
Okay.
Because otherwise I forget these things.
Alrighty.
I have to say, Miss Els, I like how you do your calendaring stuff and go through that with people on your streams and stuff. Kind of remind everybody what's what and who's like, even, you know, who else is having sales when, and, you know, all that kind of thing. Bring out the big, what do you call it? The big,
Brain.
the big
All right.
brain.
I ordered another one.
Okay, honey.
The big brain is a fabulous idea.
Oh, I think it'd be cool because I know you're printing professionally, so it'll look odd if I print from my asinine printer here that doesn't like me. So, and I don't have to worry about it.
There you go.
She better love me, that daughter of mine. I ain't gonna complain because she's coming over and helping me. So.
I'm telling you, I want a bumper sticker that says anybody else 2020.
Okay,
Anybody
I'm gonna make it Friday. What is it?
Anybody else.
Anybody
We have
else
signs in our
2020?
yeah,
Okay.
we have signs in our neighborhood that people say just any competent adult 2020. I'm like, wow.
Okay. I'm
Like
gonna
signs in their yard.
I'm gonna have her make that Friday. She'll be over Friday. That's what we're doing. Because I don't understand how to take the letters, you know, the different fonts she can find and send it to my Cricut yet, or bring it from here to the Cricut thing to make over there. So she's gonna show me how to do that. So I can not have to wait for her. Because she goes steals different fonts from like Google or something.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So, because I have all my little crystal balls I made, I'm putting the kids' names on.
Cool idea.
I love that. That turned out so awesome, by the way, Bima.
I just didn't get my shit together enough to get supplies to do that. But that video is so makes it so easy that I think I can just, you know.
I did 5 of them.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, Tina's got a whole bunch of them done.
Did anybody do a black one?
Black and
Yeah.
silver one was awesome. I don't remember who I seen that. It's on Crafty Corner.
Silver one, you said?
No, it's
Silver,
black and
and like
gold.
gold. It's so cool.
Oh,
It's
wow.
actually purple. It's grape Kool-Aid, and it's Carla Farrington.
Oh, it's really
Oh, grape
really
Kool-Aid. The
black.
package, the color in that stuff is really intense. So
Yeah.
if you're not adding all the water that normally you would make with Kool-Aid, I could see how it would really just be black.
Yeah, it's grape Kool-Aid with gold glitter, and it is awesome.
Oh, it's gold. See, I saw a little silver too. I thought it was silver and gold.
It might be. I mean, I'm seeing it. My computer shows it as gold, but
Yeah, I
after
was like, damn, that
looks.
looks so cool. I think I packed too much cotton in mine, but I like them. I already got Diamonds buying more of those globes this upcoming paycheck because she already got me making, I think, 6 for friends for Christmas. I'm like, you buy the supplies, I'll do it.
Arlene says she's doing a deep purple one with raisin alcoholate.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Where are you guys getting the globe thingies?
I got mine at Hobby Lobby,
Okay.
but
Hobby
I ordered
Lobby
a case
carries them
at
instead of
Dollar
Dollar
Tree.
Tree.
Speaking that, my Dollar Tree hasn't had them in, and then I ordered a case, and they haven't come in yet. And
So
to see what's going on with that.
are they meant like? Are they quote unquote selling them as snow globes kind of thing?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
I told Diamond, I said, you're better off buying a case then if you want me to make that many.
Well, true.
So, but they haven't come in yet. They're supposed to be in already.
Ugh.
So I'll have to check into that tomorrow, see what's going on.
Yeah.
If not, the Hobby Lobby ones, then like I paid $3 for them. They're bigger than the Dollar Tree ones because I had one Dollar Tree one I had from last year, and I was like, God, this looks bigger. And it's way bigger.
Oh, wow.
But they're usually $6. They were 50% off, so I paid $3. And then the lady at Hobby Lobby said they pretty much are running that 50 to 40% off Christmas sale every other week.
Wow.
All right, guys, that's it. We've been here for over
Okay.
2 hours.
Yep, thanks for having me.
I got to get my behind to the post office before they close. I appreciate you ladies coming on with me. And remember, we do this every single Wednesday. So, if you've never been live before, or you just want to test out your system, you just want to show us what you're doing, whatever it is, pop in, say hello, let me know. I hear you bing on the backside there, and I'll let you into the room. And you can hang out with me for a little bit. And, sometimes I'll just pop myself out and leave you to do your thing.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that red button for me. Hit everybody's red button. Go and subscribe to all of these lovely ladies. Until we see you again, please take care of yourselves, guys.
Be kind.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.